The Employed Gamer Podcast with TheJan. That's the name of the podcast now. Do we like it? I like it. I still got to fix the scene, but it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. If you're going to listen to it, it doesn't matter anyways, right? It's just me and the microphone. You know what I'm saying? Also, I'm looking into a way to get like a hotline so you guys can go in and, yeah, just send me a submission through a voice note, and then we're going to listen to it, and I'm going to give advice because I'm a wise man. That's what we're going to do, you know? By the way, a thing that I also want to do is, let's do that right now. Why wait? Why wait? Hold on. So I got the green screen. It's like right behind it. By the way, hold on. Here, I wanted to grab, I basically, so I got the book. This is a psychopath book, dude. It's a very good one, but the title sounds so psychopathic, and I'm sure that a lot of young dudes are going to look at this and think, oh my God, I'm going to start a cult by reading this book, because there are some people have used this book for the wrong reasons, but this is a very, very interesting book. How to be an American capitalist, basically. And influence. It's called How to Win Friends and Influence People. How crazy is that? By Dale Carnegie. I read this when I was, man, holy shit. Crazy. 10 years? Nah. It's 7 years ago or something? When I was like 22, 21, something like that, 21. Anyways, I wanted to, like, not really start a book club here, but do something with, I got notes here, you know, and see if I still resonate with it. We can do, like, a little segment. Take like 2 of these and then talk about it. Here we go. When dealing with people, let us remember we are not dealing with creatures of logic. We are dealing with creatures of emotion. Creatures bristling with prejudices and motivated by pride and vanity. Wow. Wow. This is very true, though. Just approach any conflict you have. You know, could be at a bar, could be outside at public transport or whatever. And like logic is not there. People don't care about logic. The only people that care about logic are like good friends that are, you know, like their ego is not hurt if you correct them. You know what I mean? But everyone's ego gets cooked. Wow, we're so wise. Is this something that we're gonna? I don't know, dude. Hey, let's do another one. Bitter criticism caused the sensitive Thomas Hardy. This is like, there was a story about this Thomas Hardy before going into this conclusion. These are notes. Again, with books, read the whole thing to get the whole picture, right? This is just snippets. Bitter criticism caused the sensitive Thomas Hardy, one of the finest novelists ever to enrich English literature, to give up forever the writing of fiction. Criticism drove Thomas Chatterton, the English poet, to sewer slide. Crazy. Okay, this one is for the Americans out there. This whole book is American as hell. Benjamin Franklin, tactless in his youth, became so diplomatic, so adroit at handling people, that he was made American ambassador to France. The secret of his success? ? I will speak ill of no man, he said, and speak all the good I know of everybody. Any fool can criticize, condemn, and complain, and most fools do. But it takes character and self-control to be understanding and forgiving. A great man shows his greatness, said Carlyle, by the way he treats little men. So a great man shows his greatness by the way he treats little men. Ain't that crazy? I got a bunch of books like this and a bunch of notes. This is 200-something pages. I mean, look at this. Bunch of notes. Here's one note all the way in the end. Oh, this one is very big. That's what she said. Let's take another one. All the way at the end, let's take a smaller one. Dr. Arthur Gates said in his splendid book, Educational Psychology, what the hell? How do you, is this like old English? Sympathy, the human species, universally correct. There's no commas, nothing. What? It's like a quote mark. Sympathy, the human species universally craves. That's like one sentence with nothing in between. It's weird. The child eagerly displays his injury or even inflicts a cut or bruise in order to reap abundant sympathy. For the same purpose, adults show their bruises, relate their accidents, illness, especially the details of surgical operations, self-pity for, wow, this is really this is that trauma dumping that Americans do, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Not just you guys do it, but it's what you guys are known for. Self-pity for misfortunes, real or imaginary, is in some measure practically a universal practice. So if you want to win people to your way of thinking, put in practice, and then there's a bunch of principles in this book. I'm telling you, dude, it's quite psychopath. I've talked about this book quite a lot of times on my streams, but now that we have this podcast way of dealing with things, and I'll tell you why I want to do this more and more, because I actually give a shit, okay? And there's a good reason. I'll get there. But there's a lot of principles in this book. So I emphasize one last time, this book sounds psychopathic. Some psychopaths, lots of them, will definitely read this. But it's, you got to see it like a way of thinking. Like a lot of books are built on top of, a lot of self-help books are built from this book. Like this is the root of lots of self-help books. I would say all the self-help books. You've read one self-help book. Let me put it like this. You've read this self-help book, and then every other self-help book kind of feels like repetition, or it explores more of one facet of this book. Does that make sense? It's a fucking book club right now. Principle 9. So I'll repeat this one. So if you want to win people over, want to win people to your way of thinking, put in practice Principle 9. Principle 9. Be sympathetic with the other person's ideas and desires. Ain't that interesting? Because why I want to bring this up and do more of this, and definitely 100% hear what you guys think of, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of this type of stuff. There's stoicism that I really enjoy and really, really resonate with, that I would also like to go over, you know. Anyways, so why I want to discuss this is because in the gaming space, there's a lot of people that also resonate with, I wouldn't say 100%, but let me put it like this. There's a lot of adolescents, right? A lot of young dudes that think that a certain way of thinking, to an extent, fine. Like, fuck it, it's fine. But some, like the Bulgarian Baldi, that guy has said a lot of out-of-pocket things, and a lot of kids eat that up. And the problem here is lots of that is noise. Lots of it is just a lot of noise. There's definitely a shit ton of influence because of that, but for like adults actually have a developed frontal lobe. I feel like I have a developed frontal lobe only like since 2 years, bro. I'm telling you, once it hits you, if you're under 25 and you're a dude, trust me, you think clearly. You think you might need help with ADHD. Give it, hey, if you can survive, if you can hold it up, all right? If you have any projects like if you're a student or something, or if you have a job and you can actually just like survive, you're good. You're gonna, it's gonna be all right. You're not gonna play a game of Sudoku if you don't have the fucking help that, the candy, the drugs that you need for the ADHD. Hold it out. Wait until you are actually a grown man. The moment you hit the moment I hit 27, so I'm 29 now, just was 29. So 2 years ago, I don't know what it is, bro. Like look at the channel. Just look at the channel. I have made, the channel says 500. I think actually like I've done a big purge. So I have like 800 to 1,000 videos that I've made. And only now am I becoming, Yeah, I would say successful. And only since the last 2 years. And that's not a coincidence, bro. There is a certain type of thinking that is required, and also a certain type of like guidance, and a certain type of where was I going with this? The certain type of adult brain, developed brain. 2 years ago, I felt like I can actually have calmness in my brain. I actually feel like I can see thoughts, understand the thoughts, instead of them being fleeting and fast, and needing to distract myself. Not just like distract as in I need to, have a podcast on or listen to something like you right now. High chance you don't want to sit in silence in the car or public transit, so you're just hitting this up. Okay, that's the whole, honestly, that's the whole format of podcasting. That's fine. But having like a brain that, to put it in the best way, here's what I think, what that means. The adolescent brain has the same ideas that an adult brain can have. Totally fine. But the persistence in working through it will always be more juvenile with a underdeveloped frontal lobe. If you are an adult and you want to feel like an adolescent, like adolescent thinking again, even to go as far back as like being a teenager, like a brain of a teenager. Like if you see anyone like a teenager throw a brick at like a car or like at a bus station or some shit, thinking, oh, that was funny. Here's the hack. Here's the hack, because we are not like, hey, like in the first part of this book, the first quote, we are not animals of logic, dude. We fuck up the whole time. That we don't have any rational thinking at all. Some business investor or some fucking dude that's going to sell you a course on, which is 9 out of 10 times like a 20-year-old, is going to sell you a course on how to sell courses, on how to do drop shipping and selling courses and being rich from selling courses, just like the bald guy doing kickbox and trafficking, So same business model. All of that is fucking frontal lobe undeveloped. Those are all of the audiences that actually, like the majority of the audience that commits to that type of thinking are underdeveloped brains, underdeveloped frontal lobes. I'm telling it. I'm telling it to you right now. All right? Listen to me. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. If you are an adult and you want to, you really don't understand, like if you really don't understand teenagers or adolescents or, this like young dudes, young men, if you really don't understand their way of thinking, of how could they gamble? How could they buy a fat bike? Here in Europe, it's like it's a fucking big deal. The fat bike, it's fucking horrible. Why would they spend all their money on leasing cars that they cannot really afford and live in a social housing but have a big car? Shit like that. Oh, I'm being called. Hold on. A package. Window wipers for the car, dude. Let's go. So. We're back. If you look at that and you think, how is that possible? How does someone think like that? And you're an adult, you don't understand it. I've said it like 5 times now, but get drunk. Get drunk, because that the reason why some people, like most people, lots of people get take the edge off. Last episode I was talking about how to strategize alcohol. This time I'm talking about basically what it basically does to your brain. It does a lot of damage everywhere. It's not wise to do it, but sometimes you got to unwind. And if that's the way you want to do it, then that's the way you want to do it. Everything with a grain of salt or something, right? Everything balanced. Everything has to be balanced. So just when you're drunk, then your frontal lobe literally reverse engine, like it evolves backwards, dude. That's when you will understand, yeah, you know what, that idea, that's fucking stupid, but like sounds romantic in my brain, like buying a car and shit, and like how impressive it is to people. Hell yeah, dude, that's so smart. The dumbest ideas. Should I throw a brick? Watch this, dude. I'm gonna throw a brick at this fucking bus station, bro. Watch this. Like the stupidest things. How far do you think I can throw this apple, bro? Do you think I can throw it inside of that guy's window? Like the dumbest things that you think when you're sober of well, you know, young dudes that they're like, why would someone do that? That because that's you drunk, kind of. That, you know, like it's not 1-to-1, but it's very fucking relatable. So, because of all this, that also means that there's very little. I think a lot of. I think a big chunk. I'm aiming for an adult community here, like, you know, employed gamers here and all that. But I do know that a lot of younger gamers, predominantly dudes, young dudes, are going to listen to this as well or watch some of my content or whatever. That are gonna maybe, you know, I hope you can listen to this and just think about it. All right, don't like reject it instantly, but just think about it, because there's so much. How would I say it? Exaggerated. So much exaggerated advice, and so little of it is logical. Because the thinking, your philosophy should be, in some sense, like on how you perceive life and what you want to do and shit, should be logical. It should make sense in your brain, so you can defend your actions and you can defend your way of thinking. You're you know, you got to stand for something. And I'm not talking about political shit, because I seriously, like, you know, I don't give a fuck about that. I don't care about your, like, right now, you listening to my voice. I don't care about your political views. Couldn't care less. I live in Europe. I'm fine. I'm okay. Whatever happens. I don't give a shit. All right. Okay. And all the opinions around that, I don't give a fuck. But what I do genuinely give a fuck about is to kind of help you understand, if you allow me, to let you understand your like what I think it means to be. Well, this sounds kind of out of pocket, but what I think being a man should be, you know. And again, like all the extremities and all the fucking spectrums of you know, being a man, woman, in between, left, right, I don't give a fuck about all that, all right? I'm talking about who I am. I can only talk about who I am. So I'm talking about what I think it means for me to be a man, all right? Where was I going with this? The podcast itself is going to be basically lots of this type of stuff, but also discussing games and shit, you know, chilling, hanging out. But here's the thing. These very extreme opinions and, you know, like the fucking quit the 9 to 5 or saying 9 to 5 is the number one thing. There's everything is nuanced, dude. Everything is nuanced. Having extreme advice is really stupid, kind of. It's irrational, and it's only designed for one type of person, and that is the child, the young dude. This type of advice, you know, the ones that they give you about drop shipping and the extreme ways of what it is to be a man, what it is you got to pay the bill, like all this kind of shit. Such extremes that resonate with the most old school shit that everyone and their mom can talk about and understand, but the nuances is something that that exists. There's a lot of places, a lot of books, a lot of podcasts and whatever that talk about these nuanced things, the nuanced way of thinking of you know, being a man, dude, being a man, being a grown adult, if anything, right? This will probably apply to grown women as well, which is fine. I'm okay with anything fucking in between. I'm just saying, I'm talking about what I think for me to be a dude, man, bro guy, a man, right? Simple. And all that shit has to be nuanced. I feel like the ways that people talk about this is fucking very unentertaining as well. Very serious. And I don't want to really do that. either, because that attracts fucking nobody to listen to it. So yeah, dude, it's been weighing on me for a long time. Every time that I went live on the live streams, I wanted to talk about things like this, but instead I was playing a little video game or whatever. And that was also the thing, if you look back to episode 1 of this podcast, is live streaming as how I did it, as what was available for me, having like maximum like 50 viewers. It's didn't invite for doing meaningful things, or the content was not meaningful to me. It was just the dude playing video games. Anyone can do that, this and that. So this is more fun. So anyways, I would like to give you guys some unprofessional, demented advice from a dude like me, dude. If you look at me and you're like, yeah, man, I like the way you're thinking, I would like to know what you think of this or that, then I would like to do it in a hotline way, dude. That would be sick, huh? Putting up a hotline, like in Discord, maybe. You join the Discord, there's like a hotline channel, and you can just like send a voice note where I can reply in one of these episodes. That would be sick. Huh? Hotline. I want to explore this thought about the nuance of this like self-help advice and the versus the extremities of things. Because the extremes are cult-like, You follow a person that is going to tell you extreme advice. Extreme advice means, not just like storm the Capitol. I'm just saying extreme advice of, if you're a man, this is what you need to do. Or, I don't know, just these, I do know, but it's like the perfect example for this. I don't really have it, but you know what I mean. Speaking gospel makes no fucking sense, dude. The way PewDiePie does it, for instance, that's a big inspiration, dude. He feels like so chill, and he's just like, yeah, this is me, and this is my advice. So I don't know, if you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, I also don't care. It's okay. I'll go on with my millionaire life, and I'm just like, yeah, dude, that's sick. That's sick. And he talks the talk, and he walks the walk, and I like that a lot. I don't think that the anything in actual life is black and white. There's no, everything is nuanced. It's kind of weird. I also like the whole employed unemployed thing. That's if you're an unemployed gamer, that means you like fucking identify with a game. You don't have anything else to do with your life. You're pathetic in that case. You're just simply pathetic. I don't care if you're in a wheelchair. Dude, Stephen Hawking was not pathetic. Why are you pathetic? Like, don't be pathetic. Don't be pathetic. That's a big rule. Don't be pathetic. You can be vulnerable at times, but don't be vulnerable all the fucking time. You're a nuisance to everyone at that point. Like there is no reason to want to be weak for long periods of time, to identify with weakness. That is ridiculous to me. Being vulnerable is one thing. Being weak and identifying as a weakling is pathetic. In the Stone Age, you would be thrown off of the cliff, dude. Just like you would want that too. It's not a way to live a confident and successful life. Does that make any sense? What should I call this episode, dude? Random Unk's philosophy. Unk's philosophy. Is that what it is? Is that the first thing that pops into my mind? I love the whole Unk thing, dude. I think millennials being called Unks is also very fucking valid, because we all are Unks. You're either a dad or an Unk. It's so fucking funny, because it actually is true. We're pushing 30, dude. I'm the youngest one of the millennials, I think, right? Because then you have the 28-year-olds are arguably not millennials anymore. I'm arguably not a millennial, but I've it's whatever, dude. I'm a millennial. Who gives a shit? Let me explore this one more time. The whole nuance versus the extreme advice thing. No one has the answers to nothing. The answers don't exist. They're not there. There's no hope. But there is a way of thinking that can help you and that way of thinking can help the other as well. Like what helps me with the way I think, I feel like the way of thinking and the principles in the way of thinking are what should be set in stone, but like the actions should not be set in stone, you know? The actual like if this then that that doesn't exist because that's irrational or that's too rational. That's too logical to expect from you like that Alex Hormozy guy, the fucking dude with the obnoxious nose wideners that I've seen a couple dudes. You know what it also fucking is? Can I just say this one time? The performative fucking fatherless behavior from these ultra fanboys of guys like Alex Hormozy that in public they're not even with friends because fuck it, they probably don't have them, right? They're on public transit with the fucking nose things on their nose, widening their nose. What the fuck? Excuse me? What the fuck? You're not harming anyone, but dude, just looking at you, punchable face, you know? God damn. Like, how does that? How do you go out of the house and you put your little creams on, you shave your little beard, and then you put a fucking sticker on your nose with pride. And you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I am him, dude. And always it looks like it's not like this dude's identity. It kind of feels like he robbed the identity, just like the trend of these performative males, right? The performative men that are all these young dudes that are like, I don't know, they carry like books with them. Ironic, but or vinyl records. And they have like, you know, nail polish and earrings and all this like curly hair and the broccoli hair and whatever. They don't actually have the broccoli hair, but they have the thrift store clothing and shit. That's an extreme. Like that's an extreme. Who do you do that for? Why do you do that? Is that has to be? There's no other way. That has to be. As that guy from I love the way he said it, dude. The elephant graveyard about the whole Joe Rogan sphere. That the father shaped hole in your heart. That has to be it, dude. That has to be it. Takes one to know one. It takes one to know one. It takes one. How do you put a sticker on your nose and think that's badass, dude? I'm gonna do that. But okay, anyways, the fucking Alex Hormozy guy. Yeah, same thing. Telling you this is what 10 is that the guy from 10xing? The 10x meme? And the all of it is just young dudes or lost adults. And seriously, it is sad to see it happen, dude. Holy shit, everything has to be an extreme. It's so fucking easy. You know what it is? It's so fucking easy to make a following as someone that's in this sphere, you know, I live this type of the fucking, you know, influencing lifestyle and the fucking cringe, like influencer, YouTuber, creator, blah, 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 blah. There's like marketing strategies and community building strategies. And it's so fucking easy to do it behind a mildly political or very political. All the comedy podcasts are political now, by the way. All the big ones, you know. Aside from, to an extent, the Shane Gillis and Matt Secret podcast, that one does not talk about politics all the time, I feel, but they also talk about just fucking whatever, you know. That one is fucking, so far as I've listened to it, I've listened to like a couple episodes full and seen some clips. I think I've never seen a political clip about it, but god fucking damn it, you know how easy, like that Alex Hormozy and these the bald guy, the Romanian bald guy, it's so easy to pick a side and cater to it. Very easy to collect people and that are gonna say like these fucking video essays on video games that are gonna tell you good game good. Hey, good game good. The game that you think is good, Ultra Kill. Here's why it's good. Want to listen to me for 20 minutes, waste your life on me telling you why the good game is good? Sit down, relax, calm down. Good game. Good. And what? Like what did you learn from that? That the good game is good? The game that you already thought was good is good? The same thing fucking happens with these extremities, you know, telling you like you gotta sleep 5 hours. You can sleep when you're dead. 5 hours. Like where's the joy in life, bro? This guy, you know what it is? These types of extreme advices, they will from the people that talk about it. Liver King, bro. Holy shit, that just popped in my brain. I just thought I just wanted to go towards, oh, let's just wait like 20 or 30 years and see where these people are going to be. That's what you got to take in account, all right? Behind the scenes, do they have a healthy life? Or did they just want the Patreon subscription? Or did they just want you to buy their merchandise? All these things I'm also doing. But is the behind the scenes thing, how is that going around? How is that thing going? Are these people fun to hang out with?
I don't care about hanging out, bro. I want money.
Oh, okay. You're fun at parties. You're fun to hang around then. So you don't want to hang around with the people that give you the advice, but you also don't want to hang around with people that don't belong to that advice. You don't want to hang around with anyone. But us humans are social creatures. If you're an introvert or extrovert, doesn't matter. Isolation in jail is illegal. It's against human rights. Why would that be? They probably tested it out multiple times, right? So wait, hold on. So social activities are very needed for a happy and healthy life. All right, gotcha. Partnership needs to be there for survival and the social aspect of life. So being social is very important. Okay, gotcha. Fucking around is also a big aspect of your life, instead of just hyper obsessing about one single thing, whatever it could be, politics or finance or a fucking video game, guys. If you're listening to it right now thinking, yeah, but the only thing I give a fuck about is this game because I don't have anything else to fuck. Why do you identify with being weak? What made you get there, dude? Fucking get a pen and paper and fucking figure it out. I've done that multiple times. I think it is very important for yourself to know who you are. This sounds very philosophical shit. It's not like, I'm not telling you to do yoga. I'm not telling you to fucking take ice baths and fucking saunas and all this bullshit. It's very simple. Pen, paper, sit in a room in silence, isolate yourself. That's ironic. And write down that the things that have one paper with make like a word web with things that you really think are worth living for. Like that's why I wake up in the morning. That's what I look forward to. That's so sick. That's so much fun. Even things that you would dream of. Like, oh man, I wish I would find my soulmate. I wish I would get that one dream job. Oh, I wish I could help people in a way like this or that. Oh, I wish I would be a millionaire. Okay, but explore that a little more. Why would you want to be a millionaire? What's the reason? Why? Why? Tell us why. Tell yourself why. Why would you? Well, because no. Why? Is it because you don't have a dad and you want to provide for yourself because you weren't provided for? Like, is that why? Or is it because you want to start an animal shelter once you're rich? Or is it because you just like that fucking cash in your bank account? What do you want to do with that cash in your bank account? You want to go on holidays and shit? So you don't really want to work, do you? You don't really want to work. Because working means you want to be productive for humans, right? For fellow humans. Or it means that you want to just be, that's the bad thing. I think idolizing all these billionaires has fucked up so many people's brains, where making money is just cool for the sake of making money. Okay, but why? You saw a couple billionaires with an electric car and planted themselves into, positions that made you think that this dude is cool. But why is he cool? And he plays a game and everyone laughs at him. So what's the okay, so billionaires. I think not a single billionaire is someone that anyone wants to be, right? Anyone? You look at a billionaire, you think, That guy looks like a fucking loser, right? Don't you think? If I look at a rock star, I'm thinking like, all right, not my type of lifestyle, but he's fun. He looks like he's enjoying life. I feel like not a single billionaire looks like he enjoys his life, you know? So figuring out why you want to do it, not just because you see reels or brain rot or hear these like extreme advices on fucking dude on fucking dudes that tell you how to live your life, and you're just like, oh yeah, I guess so. Father-shaped dude telling me how to live my life and doing this one thing, ooga booga. All right, I'll do that one thing then. I don't know why, but I'll do it. Like, how does that make any? Stop, relax, sit down, put two pens, one pen, two papers, one with shit you fucking hate. The other one, shit you fucking love. And then just look at it. At the end of the, do that for like an hour. Put a timer up and just do it for an hour with no distractions. And you'll figure out like, oh shit, hold on. That's pretty cool. All right, sick. Because identifying with one single thing is impossible. If you genuinely think that playing Stardew Valley for 1,000 hours is your dream in life, you need to like, bro, what? You play it, why? Why do you play? You know what I mean? The thing is, the nuance here is we're all monkeys with brains that we cannot handle, right? So wanting to do one single activity, like for instance, fucking Stardew Valley or the crypto market or earning money or whatever, one single thing and leaving out so many other things that have to do with life, that is not a logical way. That is irrational, which that's what we are. We are very irrational. But your plans and your aspirations and your future, your vision of your own future has to be logical. There has to be some type of, you should not overanalyze it either, but you should know why the fuck you move around on the planet, right? You have to. You have to know that. There's a certain fulfillment in knowing why you're not going back to the lobby. There has to be a reason, and the reason has to be solid. The reason has to be for you. Doesn't have to be logical for anyone else, but it has to be solid and logical for yourself. If you're gonna say I want to be a millionaire, all right, why? Why? There has to be a good. You cannot just say that and be like, oh yeah, because I want to go on. I don't want to be 9 to 5. I don't want to have a 9 to 5. I don't want to. I want to go on holidays all the time. Why do you want to go on holidays all the time? Because it's relaxing. Why do you want to relax? Because because relaxing is nice. What is it? Why? What is so nice about it? Like, there's no good core reason. There's no root of like fulfillment in there. Going on a holiday. Who gives a shit about holidays? But if you say, for instance, I want to be a millionaire. Okay, why do you want to be a millionaire? So I don't have a 9 to 5. Why don't you want to have a 9 to 5? Hold on. Why don't you want to have a 9 to 5? Because I fucking hate my job. Why do you fucking hate your job? Well, because I actually want to do this. Why do you want to do this? What do you want to do? Oh, I want to fucking write books or some shit. All right, why do you want to write books? Because I want to tell stories. Why do you want to tell stories? Because I think that telling stories is entertaining. Entertaining for who? For people. Which people? People. I just, you know what? Kids. Oh, so you want to entertain kids? You want to make kids books or shit like that, right? Yeah. Why do you want that? Oh, because that's a beautiful thing to do. That fulfills me. It fulfills me to do this very social and like for helping like civilization in some way, or like, I don't know, fulfillment, dude. Like that's where the logic comes in, where it's like, that's fulfilling for me. Like at the end of the day, most things end up being fulfilling when you do something for someone else. Me doing this podcast, talking all this shit, very new to me. I've done a lot of talking, but always with live chat. And while I'm yapping, I'll see that the chat is steering me in a certain way, and I'll know what is safe to explore, right? But now I don't have that. So it's very exposing for me. It's very very exposing, and it's very frightening. It's very, 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 very frightening to say so much about what I think and what I share. Is this oversharing? Is this, and then there's this thing, because I'm doing this already for 10 years and there's no like major success yet, where I'm thinking, am I oversharing? Is the retention gonna be? Is someone gonna actually listen to this? All these processes are happening in my brain, but at the end of the day, why do I keep coming back? Why do I keep doing this? Why do I do this already for fucking 10 years, since my mom's basement and now in my own apartment in Amsterdam with my beautiful wife that I live with and my dog? Why do I keep doing this? No matter where I've gone in my life, no matter how old I've had an underdeveloped brain and I have a developed brain. My life feels like it's starting right now. It's since 2 years, since my brain has been developed. So we're full circle on the brain development here, but why the whole time do I come back and make these fucking videos? And why do I always do it within gaming, even though I really don't even put that many hours in the gaming, in games? Why? My why is that I know why a certain moment when I started to play video games, why I wanted to play video games for an escape. And the escape became more fun and fun and fun. The escape became a world where I can direct what I'm going to do in that world. Then there's competitiveness. So what I do in the world is single player. How competitive I can be and like see if I'm better than the other, and feeling good about myself because I'm better than someone else, which is very normal and very, very, very healthy. Also, not in extremes, but just like in let's say like sparring, not taking it too seriously. Competitiveness is phenomenal for your brain as well. Makes you, I'm not saying digitally only, but just like in general, competitiveness makes you feel better. Makes you feel good about like, oh shit, I'm special. I'm better than someone else. That's fucking sick. So that's the root of like escaping to this world where I can find that comfort, right? And I know that a lot of people have that same exact story. So those are my people. I understand. I talk about what I understand, and that is who I am. And those people are also parts of who I am. Like those people have the puzzle piece of who that person is I have the copy paste, same exact puzzle piece in me. Then there's 1,000 other puzzle pieces that are not the same. But this is one thing that we have in common. So that's why I like those people and I want to entertain them. Why do I want to entertain them? Because it also creates that comfort. Also want to be a funny man. It's fun to be a funny man. I always have liked to be a funny man. But these are the things that, like, that's why that fulfillment keeps going. Like, the only reason why I keep doing this, even though I haven't been, like, since, like, consistently successful. Like, tipping the landlord on a monthly basis, fellas, I fucking manage, but doing it with a certainty, like with 100% certainty that, how about in 6 months? I don't know. There's no certainty. It's not like a normal salary, right? So these are things that the why behind why do I keep posting that? Why do I keep hitting start recording? Why do I keep editing this video that's going to get maybe 50 views on a fucking TikTok? Oh, that other video got 5 million views. Yeah, but I don't care about that 5 million view video. Why is that? Well, because it's not the people that I really want to attract. It's some fucking dudes on the spectrum that are hyper obsessing about Silksong instead of just dudes that are like me, the employed gamer that enjoys Silksong, doesn't identify with it, doesn't think that it's the end all be all of video games. And if I say something about it that maybe they also don't like, they won't tell me that I'm a fucking idiot in my DMs. they will just look at it, think, okay, bad take, but whatever, and keep going. Those are the people that I want. So those 5 million views that I got on that one video, I really don't care about because it's not the right person that it got. But it's a good thing to have on my channel. It's an opinion that I actually had. And there's a big portion, let's say even if it's 1% of people that I want to talk to, that I want to have in my community, that have seen my face now. So I'm proud of that, but I'm not proud of the 5 million. That's fun for companies to look at and be like, holy shit, you get a lot of views. You know? So what's the fulfillment? What's the why? You know, of course, we all want to be rich and famous and whatever the fuck, but why? What's the why? What's the why? And the why is, for me, to give the people like me, aka gamers, dudes, entertainment. And in this case, somehow it crossed my path. Like I have that feeling that I also want to kind of help out with like a lifestyle, or like that's where all these, you know, employed and unemployed things come from. And we'll see where the ship is gonna strand, brothers. So that's that. More of this type of shit. I don't know what I'm gonna title this episode. Feels like it's the longest one so far as well. It's good to have this off my chest, though. Again, not all of these, you know. I hope I'm gonna succeed in one day making an episode that makes you laugh at least once. Because so far we've only touched on serious shit, man. God damn. Anyways, I'll be back in a week. And I think when we hit like episode 5, I'm gonna put this on Spotify and Apple Music and all this kind of shit because it costs money. Speaking of money, be a solid one if you are. Hey, I know it sounds hypocritical and shit, but you see, I'm open. I'm wide open. I'm never gonna sell you on fake. All right, I want to make this as independent as possible, and do everything that I just said. And tipping the landlord in Amsterdam is a very fucking big deal. All right, Google it. It's fucking stupid. Why do I even live here? But it's a big landlord. It's a big tip for the landlord. So if you want to help out, thank you a million for the Patreons. All right, Patreon, TheJan. It's going to be there. Maybe you can also find it as the Employed Gamer podcast. But it helps me out a million times because we just have 2 beautiful people that are the Patreon right now. Thank you, guys. You guys are fucking phenomenal. Because distributing also costs money, dude. Like, I don't know. I still have to check it out. It's probably like $100 a month or some shit to put everything up on Spotify and Apple Music and shit. So 5 stars, like, subscribe, and say hello to your pets or whatever the fuck. Kisses. Love you platonically.